Our relationship with the office has changed more in the last 3 years than it did in the previous 30. Occupiers are still grappling with their return to office strategies post-COVID and the need to provide a better quality working environment to attract and retain their key staff.
Clients have required of us over the last 12 months to have sustainability and ESG at the top of their briefs. That's not only to do with the building construction, but also the day-to-day running of the building going forward.
We are seeing ESG and sustainability drive many more corporate decisions, not just around the building, but through attraction of staff as well, who want to work in a socially and environmentally responsible environment.
Design themes for the offices reflect on employee well-being and sustainability. We also have adaptability and embedding the hybrid work setting into the workplace.
Occupiers are more interested about the opportunity, so instead of it having a label on it, whether it's serviced, managed, leasehold, it's more a case of does it work for what they want? Does it facilitate the business needs?
We need these spaces in offices that are very adaptable. So you're not going to be having phantom spaces, you're having these multi-function spaces that can, flex up and down to the needs of the business.
There's been a huge increase in terms of managed office delivery across central London, so it's just significantly now part of a real estate search, which is a good thing, but is causing a lot of confusion.
Occupiers are taking less space, but often far better quality space in prime locations. And this is really a way that occupiers are able to satisfy their own ESG requirements, but mainly also to attract the best talent to their business.
We've already seen a number of big pharma occupiers both expanding in the UK, but also starting to look at new locations for global facilities. And it'll be interesting going forward to see what other pharmaceutical companies follow suit, whether that's relocation, increasing on size, or even looking to upgrade their facilities for sustainability measures.
One theme that resounded throughout the last 12 months is the need for best-in-class Grade A space. Our occupier clients are struggling to find that across all London submarkets because the development pipeline is so tight, and because of that, rental growth is increasing.
And on the landlord side, developers and investors have faced a perfect storm of soaring inflation, rising interest rates and build costs, which have prompted the biggest correction and downward movement in capital values since the GFC. As a result, the supply of prime office space has been falling, and there are now no new speculative development starts planned across the southeast outside central London or in any of the key regional markets next year. That is unprecedented, at least in my career.
We have seen a lot of uncertainty. I think that has been driven by the wider political and economic context. US elections and UK elections have led to that. What it's meant is that landlords, developers and occupiers are all making decisions if they can.
Both the Bank of England and the Fed have started to cut rates. But that's crucial for both occupiers raising capital for growth, but also on the real estate side for much needed liquidity in the market. We've also seen a slight decline in leasing activity. A number of occupiers have placed requirements on hold, which are likely to kick off again in 2025.
Traditional landlords are picking up on the managed element with the support of agents and the managed operators to try and deliver solutions that previously wouldn't have existed.
We're likely to see lease re-gears on the rise because occupiers can't find the right quality of space that they need, but also they're unwilling to pay the premium rents that we're starting to see set across various London submarkets.
We've seen a lack of confidence amongst developers and investors, and therefore no new schemes committed to, and this is exacerbating the supply pipeline problem.
We are very aware that we don't have much supply on site at the moment. There are 2 buildings that are currently coming out of the ground in Birmingham, and all of the best activities being funneled towards them.
We are looking at a supply and demand imbalance. There's 1 building under construction which will be finished next year, and this will deliver 230,000 square foot of Grade A space. Long-term average of Grade A space taken by the market year on year is 500,000 square feet.
Generally, we've experienced difficult market conditions with a relative lack of transactional volumes and in particular a lack of liquidity for larger lot sizes. I think more positively, what we've observed is a return to more traditional working practices to maintain culture and collaboration. And where we have seen investor demand, it's been for value-add opportunities. So those opportunities to deliver best-in-class office space, capitalising on the lack of supply and the positive rental growth story in London.
In better news, at least for investors, prime rents have been rising, on average by around 25% over the last 3 years, with further growth anticipated as occupiers compete for the best space available. But we need to see more rental growth coupled with reductions in interest rates for spec development to become viable in the next cycle.
Occupiers are engaging in their search process earlier, and this is actually also creating upwards pressure on rents.
We are now, though, starting to see a subterfuge market where the best occupiers seeking the best space know that they're in competition, and in that competition they're having to second guess what other people are doing.
Cushman Wakefield are predicting over the next 5 years for super prime rents to increase at an average of over 7% per annum.